they sit around the table, and they all kind of read through the script for the first time. And so, it's kind of like a hot ticket in town to get invited to sit in on one of these things. A lot of celebrities that are fans of the show like to come in and sit in on the table reads. And it's not actually even recorded, although recently they've started recording it. But so one of the guys that's a Simpsons fan that was scheduled to come to a table read was Stephen J. Hawkins, right? Big Simpsons fan. And so they're going to start the table read, and he's not there yet. And, they're waiting for him because he's kind of a big deal, and they're all fans of his. And, so the clock is ticking, and it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes late. Now they're starting to get concerned because, his brilliant mind, but health may be a bit more fragile than the average person. And so they're starting to worry. And there's kind of a tension in the air. And Harry Shearer looks up and he goes, that man has no concept of time.
That is funny. Oh my God.
Well, didn't Hawkins actually lend his voice to a couple of episodes on The Simpsons?
I think he did. Yeah, they get everybody. They actually got Alan Moore to do his voice.
That's right.
And nobody gets Alan Moore for anything. So that was, yeah.
That's amazing.
I got to meet Harlan Ellison. He came in.
And promptly punched you in the mouth, right?
He did, yeah. But what happened was, I said, hey, I'm a big fan. Would it be, could I get an autograph or a picture with you? I forget what. I mean, I rarely do that, but I am a fan of his. And he goes, what you're really asking is, would it be an imposition for me to do that? And the answer is yes, but I will do it anyway. Like, okay, all right, thank you.
That's a good prompt right there. He's speaking like good prompt speaking.
Yeah.
He's speaking like Harlan Ellison. Yeah. I'm like you, big fan of his work, but from what I've heard about him.
Oh wow, yeah. That's commonplace with him, huh?
Yeah.
Do they have I don't want to say, do they have dumbass cards at the read arounds? Because like when I was down there, if you go like you get the script like Tuesday, you do the read around with everybody, but like some people don't know their script. Some people ask for card, and the guy would come and hold the card up. Do they still do that?
Not for The Simpsons, no. I mean, it's just a matter of, it's literally sometimes the first time they're seeing the script. So, like, some of them are doing, like, cold read-throughs. And now everybody's kind of spread out across the country.
Yeah.
People have multiple residences and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
They're not necessarily all physically in the same place. Some people are, piped in from out elsewhere and stuff. So, yeah, it's but it's still cool. I've been to a couple of them, and it's a neat thing because there really is a camaraderie that those guys have with each other. From just having worked together for so many years.
Well, did you? It's funny you say that because of that camaraderie. I've seen firsthand where those actors, like Gordon Jump, Les Nessman, those guys don't memorize it. I just see how you're feeling, and I'm thinking like no, like I want it, but they'll sit there and they'll just hear everybody's lines, and they become the person. And by the time Thursday comes or Friday when they film it, they just know their lines. There's no memorization for those guys at all. It's a crazy thing to see. I imagine it's the same thing for the voice actors learning their parts. They become the entity of the character, the actor, and they've been doing it so long that they kind of know where they fit in the whole scheme of it.
Yeah. I mean, to the point where a guy like Hank Azaria can sometimes do a whole scene with 3 or 4 different characters that he plays, and it's
Wow.
talking to you, just switching back and forth between characters like a conversation. And I don't know if I said this the first time I was on, but he admires guys like Mel Blanc who could do Daffy imitating Bugs, talking to Bugs imitating Daffy, and
Yeah.
there's certain voices that are a little bit harder on his voice than others. So sometimes he'll say like, "Oh, let's save all the Duff Man stuff to the end," because he knows that that'll burn him out a little bit quicker, and he wants to sound good for the other voices like Freak and things like that.
Ah, okay. Wow.
Just recently I was reading about The Godfather, and they said that Marlon Brando would, if he was talking to James Caan on his torso would have a cue card or idiot card for Marlon Brando to read from.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
I also read that he put like marbles, like literally something in his mouth.
oh yeah, he put it. I heard it was cotton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
Harry
amazing.
Belafonte did that too. Harry Belafonte did that to his jaws. He played in that movie with Sidney Poitier, Uptown Saturday Night or something. He put in his maybe he got that from him or something.
Interesting.
Or people just I don't know if they do that, but that is crazy.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think of that a great actor like Marlon Brando would have to read from cue cards, but.
Oh, he was notorious for what I've heard from doing that. He would have his lines like all over the place.
Yeah.
So if he was like standing at a table, his line would be just right in his line of sight, so he could read it.
Yeah, there's certain actors that have that. Like I think Kelsey Grammer also had that reputation that he wouldn't necessarily bother to memorize his entire script, so there would be somebody standing off to the side with cue cards. Yeah.
Well, that's the star power, huh? I mean, Jackie Gleason, he did it too, right? With The Honeymooners,
Sure.
He said that he just wouldn't do the script, but then it turned out to be a hit for him. So, but I don't think everybody else, maybe they're not that extemporaneous.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain shows, like I remember sitting in on a live recording of Married with Children, and it was literally like watching a play. Like they did 2 performances of the whole show, and there were really, if there was a flub, it was like 1 or 2 throughout the entire half-hour show, and it was sometimes just a technical thing. Versus I've sat in on the filming of other sitcoms where it's like, okay, re-rack, do it again, and it's almost like you're filming a movie or something.
Man, you should do a book or something about the sitcoms and all the stuff you've seen. Like that's all. I mean, you got a lot of inside information. I was gonna say with the equipment, do you use Avid at all? I was gonna say, and do you strictly use Pro Tools? Like, are those like I don't know, like the premium, for I guess the industry, or where you think it could be whatever is good for you?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. There is kind of a strange disconnect